What's up, everyone? Sorry about the Hebrew before. I see we have some people, around 20 people are here. Let me wait one more minute before we start to see if other people will join. A quick overview for the ones that don't know. Everyone can hear me, right? Very cool. So the ones that don't know exactly what we do, so we are SHINEZ. If you didn't start working with us yet, so we are a content distribution platform. Basically, we generate lots of content. We monetize it via header bidding. We sell ads on our sites. We build our own tracking system, and then we push it around the internet, especially on Facebook and native platforms. Snapchat, Twitter is working as well, good as well. Now we open it, not now, but not too long ago, to affiliate to use, and basically you can do quite a lot of profit just by promoting viral content. In today's webinar, we're gonna go over a few things. I'm just gonna understand who's here, so please answer the poll and let me know just if people are using it, or you just started, or yeah, for me to know how much people know. So fantastic. So the ones that answer, most of you are using it. Amazing. So you're in the right place. The things that we're gonna go over is the SHINEZ dashboard, the tracking dashboard overview. So we're gonna do it quickly. We're gonna go over all the metrics and just the first setup to make sure everything is clear. And then we're gonna go over a bit of metrics to see what's the EPC, which is built from different stuff because we don't really sell anything. So I'm gonna explain exactly what we do. And then I'm gonna share with you the method that we do in order to find the winning creative and scale them. And I'm also gonna share like 3 case studies to give you an example, and I think that's it pretty much. So let's jump in. This is a demo account. Basically, it's an account that I created for the webinar, and this is what you see when you are logging into your account for the first time. The tracking dashboard is built like that. We have shared spaces area. We have here the comment dashboard that people use. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, and if you didn't do it already, is jump to the shared spaces. Here I should have my own space, the company space, and then SHINEZ.io space. SHINEZ.io space is a pre-built space where we share all the things that we pre-built for you. Later on, after you're gonna use it for a while, you can actually build your own dashboards. So for now, use what we offer. Just go here and set it as your default space. It will appear here, and it will be super easy to reach it from here as well. After a while, when you're gonna know a few of them that you use a lot, you can add it to your favorite. And then easily I can just enter the favorite, the one that I use, or from here or from here. So it's really, really easy. Do it, it will save you a few clicks. Back to the main page. One thing I didn't show you is we have some kind of, very basic things here. How to get started guide, frequently asked question if you want, the compliance guide. It's mostly for Facebook, but it can be general as well. And that's how to use the explore option in our tracking dashboard, but it's more advanced. The main screen that we're gonna look at is the ad overview one. What I'm showing you now is real numbers of one of our partners from last month, so one complete month. I asked him before if I can show it to you, so just for you to make sure. He's working with us for few months now, and that will be a good example to what you can achieve. So the ad overview will be the one that I'm actually going into every single morning to check my result. As we know, we are passing UTM campaign in order to track the result, and the ad name will actually show me the UTM campaign. So here I can see the prefix, and it's targeting US desktop PLJ, which is a site, an article that called car in English. In this case, he's targeting US mobile. He's running mostly on the same article, but it's a good example how you can scale with one article as well. Delivery status, we read it from Facebook or from other platform. It can be active, it can be paused, it can be disapproved. It will show it to you here. Revenue, it will be the revenue, obviously. The spend, we are pulling it from the platform, and we calculate the profit and ROI. EPC, earning per clicks, that we did in average, and we're gonna jump into it how exactly we calculate it in a bit. CPC, again, we pull it from Facebook or from other platform. We actually take the spend that we pulled and divide it by the session. It might look a bit higher because we have discrepancy. I'm going to jump for it in a second. CTR is CTR. Again, we read it from the traffic sources itself. Cost per result in Facebook, obviously, for Pixel Fire. Session are the clicks that arrive to our own sites. Okay, so there is some discrepancy between the clicks in Facebook to the session that we get on our site. Why? Because that's happened in the internet. People are getting lost in the way. Someone click on an ad and then close it very fast. His internet fell down. I don't know, different reason. So there is some kind of discrepancy. I guess that around 15%, 10 to 15%, it's pretty normal, and it's not too worrying. You should see in Facebook mostly around 90. On other platform might be lower, but that's pretty the average, and that's okay. So that's why the CPC might look a bit higher than what you see in the platform, because we calculate it by the cost, which will be equal to what we see in the platform divided by the session, and not by the clicks in the traffic source. Make sense? I hope. Let's continue. You also see here the average session duration. That's the time in second the user spent on the site. PPS is the pages per session. How many pages in average the user read in one session? So that's 14, 13, that's 14. That's pretty good. I guess that anything over 10 is pretty solid. You can find some that are even going to reach around 20 sometimes. IPP, that's supposed to be new for you as well. It's impression per page. How many ads in average we show to one user in one page. In this case, we saw that the first one is desktop, so 7 ads. That's pretty high and not normal. But around 4 on mobile or 6 on desktop, it will be the average. So IPP, impression per page. How many ads we show to a user in average in one page. Then we have the RPM. That's the revenue per 1,000 impression. Obviously, we are selling ads on our site, so we make our revenue from selling ads in CPM. We are showing you this as an RPM, and that can be also a factor of how quality is the traffic that you send. Higher RPM mean our advertiser like the traffic more, the user that you send more, so the RPM will be higher. Page RPM, it's basically the RPM, again, revenue per one ad in CPM, multiplied by the impression per page. How many ads we show to user will show me the RPM. We're going to come back to this section in a bit in more details. It's very important that you're going to understand it. I'm going to answer question a bit later if it's okay, and I'm going to do a small pause soon. Risky traffic, we have our own tools of checking bot traffic. So again, up to 5% it can be pretty okay. Over it, it will be suspicious, and we will need to check the traffic source that you sent from. Days running, how many days this ad is running. So you can see this ad, the first one is running for almost 40 days, 31 days, 38, etc., etc. You can see the start and the end date also here. So that's everything that you can see in the ad overview table per one ad. And the ad is actually the UTM campaign level. So you can really do amazing split test just in different links and easily see which one is bringing you better results. I think someone raised their hand, right? I don't know what that means, but let me check the chat. Yeah, it's actually been recording. I didn't record the last one, but that's supposed to record it automatically. Let me check. Yeah, it's been recorded, guys. Fantastic. Cool. So coming back to what we are talking about. So here you can see all those metrics. Most of them are pretty straightforward. And then the only complicated one, I guess, it's the EPC, and not the EPC, but actually what the EPC is built from, which is built from that section. Let me jump to this in a second. I'm just gonna go a bit more on the dashboard. So ad overview, I'm gonna come here in the morning and we'll check all my top ads, which losing ads, etc., and we'll do my things. I can see the countries that I'm sending as well. That's, for example, I can see the US, Canada, Australia. I can see the EPC, the revenue, the RPM, how many sessions per countries. And what's interesting is that I can actually filter everything super easily. Those filters, most of them will be shown on every dashboard screen that we have. So you just click on the filter and you can change the date. Something small here, if it's complete months, it will be last month. If it's 1 month, it will be this month. Again, with days, if it's 1 day, it will be today. If it's 1 complete day, it will be yesterday. Make sense? I guess so. Prefix, most of you have only one prefix, but if you're gonna run few platform, we might give you another one for you to be super easy to filter it and see the campaigns that run under different prefix. Again, if you have few buyers, maybe I can also share with you few prefix and it will be easier for you to manage. Ad name, so any part of the ad name, I can change this to contain, and by doing US -- I can find all the ads that contain US in them. If I want specific article, I can put something like that and search for ads that have this phrase, etc., etc. So really easy to put yourself stuff in the UTM that you will be able to filter by just here. Site. If you're new, most of you have only one site, but pretty fast we are sharing at least 3-4 sites for you to have in order to split test. So it will be easier to filter site as well. It always 3 letters, so it can be any of those. And then if you want to check minimum revenue, maximum ROI, you just greater than or less than, etc., etc. Just play with that. Now, few cool things that we have and we developed are those. First, by clicking on the eye, if I have the API integration, I will be able to go to the platform and actually see the creative that we use. So that's, for example, it's an article about car hacks or stuff like that, and you can see the creative. That's pretty solid and clean creative. Just to show you also an example to something that All the pictures here are from the article itself, so nothing too complicated or too clickbaity or too annoying for user. And this, just to show you, we have like 11, 12, 15, 13% CTR. So super simple, but I guess it's targeting the right audience. So again, by clicking the eye, I can see all the creatives, and by go to Business Manager, I will actually open this ad in my Business Manager. If I want to pause, if I want to increase budget, if I want to change something in the headline, I can just go from here. Now, a few more things. If you want to copy the name easily, you just click on this part, and then it's copying this phrase instead of, doing something like that. And we have those really nice 3 dots over here. Those dots will help you filter this ad name in different dashboards that we have. So breakdown dashboard will show you a result by daily. Scaling breakdown will compare today to yesterday. And overview hourly data will show you results by hours. So by clicking on it, I can open it in a different screen and just filter this specific ad. I can go to those dashboards also from here. So we have the ad overview that we hear now. We have the overview hourly data, daily breakdown screen, so daily, scaling breakdown is here, and a few other ones. I'm going to give you the time to explore it by yourself. And in general, if you want more information about what we went over now, you can find it in the partner portal, just under blog and SHINEZ dashboard overview. We'll go into more details to all the things that I just talked about. Now, let's move to the next step. So I want to come back to what's the EPC. Let me check the chat if someone has a specific question. Jaja, that's fantastic, man. Happy you're happy. Cool. So again, feel free to write question and I will reply it later on. EPC. So our EPC, again, we're not selling anything. So the EPC is built from a bit of different stuff, and those are the only parameters that should be new to you guys. So in our case, the EPC built from the RPM that we said, it's the revenue per 1,000 impression in average for one ad. Then we have the IPP, again, a new one for you. It's the ad impression per page. Impression per page in average per user for one page. Then we have the PPS, pages per session for a unique user. So how many pages in average a user read in a session? Now, if I'm taking those two, RPM, and multiply it by the IPP, we said it's giving me this page RPM, PRPM. So how much revenue per 1,000 impression in average I did for one page, right? So RPM multiplied by IPP will give me the page RPM. Now the EPC will be calculated from that. So RPM multiplied by the PPS. So how much revenue I did per 1,000 impression per one page, multiplied by how many pages the user did in average, divided by 1,000. Why? Because we're talking in impression, will give me the EPC. A live example, if my RPM is $1, for example, and the IPP is 4, I earn $1 in CPM per one ad in average, and I'm showing 4 ads a user a page. So I have $4 page RPM, right? $1 multiplied by the IPP is giving me $4. Not sure what it is. So $4 multiplied by, let's say the PPS is 10, divided by 1,000, I have 4 cents in EPC. let me just to understand how clear was it. Try to let me know if you follow on what I said. I will go over the question in the meantime. Which objective do you do in Facebook, conversion or traffic campaign? I'm gonna answer it for a bit in a sec. Can we also use Snapchat to promote the content? Definitely. Okay, most of you understand it. That's fantastic. So again, quickly, I'm gonna go over it and I'm gonna jump to the next part. So EPC is built from those three things, and if something is going down or up, one of those parameters went down or up, increase or decrease, obviously. If the RPM go down, my EPC will go down. If my RPM go up, my EPC will go up. Same with IPP and PPS. Now, the RPM will be the quality of the traffic that you have, and also it depends on many other parameters that none of us control. So it can go down from different reasons, but you have some control on how to bring it up, and that's by targeting better users. IPP, it's pretty connected. It's pretty much the fill rate. So it can go down, but it's pretty stable. If it's look very strange, it might be technical. It's not happening a lot, but definitely if we're not seeing it, give us heads up. And PPS is the pages per session. So our goal as we create content is to keep the user as long as possible on the site. So our goal will be to optimize the funnel of the user and make them read more pages. So you don't really have control on it, except that if you're doing a misleading creative. So if I'm telling you the average PPS is 15 for an article and you are seeing 8, probably you're doing some misleading creative and the user bounce rate is much higher than the average. So that's also something that you control. But if the EPC is going up or down, make sure to check all of those to understand why. It's not happening for no reason. Cool. I'm gonna also share that with you in case you will need to relook at it later on. See some more chat. So for which side do you have conversion rate? The best conversion rate? It's a very general question. I'm sorry. How much this campaign cost? Okay. Not relevant to now. I'm gonna continue. Next thing. So I made this SHINEZ 3-step to profit method. Basically, it's the workflow that we have. That's how we work. That's how many of our partners work. And that's the general idea. I'm not going to go into specific things now, but a very general way of thinking in order to make it work for you. So it's built from 3 steps. I guess the first step can be the longest one, but that's how we do it. So the first step will include creative test. In this creative test, our goal is to find a winner creative. What is a winner creative? A winner creative will be one that have high CTR and low CPC. What's a low CPC? It's the CPC benchmark that we give you pretty much that we know that we can generate higher EPC from. For example, in US, I know that if you're gonna buy in Facebook in 4 to 6 cents, I probably can generate higher EPC out of it, and then you can be profitable. If I'm targeting worldwide, I know that if you're gonna buy in less than 1 cent, I probably can generate higher EPC than that. And then every country we have the benchmark to give you. For Spain, I need to buy in less than 2 cents. For France, it's okay to buy in 3 cents. I'm just throwing numbers, but check with us if you want to test a different country, and we're going to tell you what you should aim to in case of CPC. How we do it? We target broad audience, as broad as possible. Again, every targeting that we're gonna add in Facebook will increase the CPC. We personally use mostly dynamic ads, feel like it's saving a lot of time and efforts in order to test creative. Usually, I guess 3 to 5 images and around 3 headlines and text. And for it, I need proper budget. So for those dynamic ads that I mentioned, I guess then $15 or $20, it's a proper budget to give Facebook to test. The targeting again will be super wide. We went over how to build the first campaign in Facebook, but still we are targeting in the beginning all ages, both gender, almost all placement. Usually we remove Instagram because the CPC there is higher, and the reach EPC goal will be low, relatively low to what we want. So again, in US, I'm gonna use something like 4 or 5. Again, in the creative test part. In worldwide, I'm gonna use 1 cent, for example. So that's the part that is basically on you, right? That's we cannot help you on finding winner creative. We cannot help you make high CTR. You're the marketers, and you should find, spy, read the article, get ideas, and crack those creative. What something that's important to say here is that it's very easy to understand if we're on the right way or not. If after 24 hours and or 300 clicks, I'm not in the benchmark CPCs or CTRs that I'm looking for, I'm gonna kill the creative. What does it mean? That, for example, for US, if I'm buying in more than 12 cents after 300 clicks, I'm gonna kill the creative. It's not gonna go down from 15 cents to 5 cents. That's my benchmark CPC. But if I'm gonna start with 10 cents, there is a big chance that it's gonna go down to 4, 5, 6 after a while, after Facebook will optimize. In this case, I'm not even trying to be profitable too much. I'm just trying to find this winner creative. When I find it, the winner creative have high CTR and low CPC. I'm gonna take this creative and I'm gonna do different split tests with it. Sorry. Split test with it. So on the higher level, I can test the same creative on different domain. I can increase a bit the age that we target. So if in the beginning I'm going to target 18 to 65, I'm going to try, not dramatically, but like 20, 22, maybe 24 to 65. Older people have higher RPM on our side. And I can try, if I'm doing mobile, I can try to split it to Android. Also, we see a general higher RPM on Android. Keep in mind that every limitation you do in Facebook to the targeting will cause an increase of your CPC. So it's something that you need to test. Now, in the beginning, in the first step, we target very low reach EPC goal. Here I'm talking mostly on US. So if I target 4 or 5 cents in EPC, now I'm gonna split test the same creative. I'm gonna duplicate it to different ad set or different campaigns, the same setting in terms of the creative and ad sets, and I'm gonna target different audiences. The different audiences will be targeted by using different custom conversion. So I'm gonna target the same settings with EPC, reach EPC goal equal to 6 cents, 7 cents, 8, 10, 12, 50. I'm gonna try, and if I have the budget, I'm gonna try to test all of that. If it's too much in terms of budget, I'm gonna pick only some once in a while, and because I don't really know which one will be the best combination for your creative without testing. Each creative have different CTR, a different CPC, and I don't know which audience will react the best for it. So if I'm gonna keep target low EPC goal, the quality of the user will be low. So my CPC will stay low, but the quality of the user, the RPM that I will generate will be low as well. If I'm gonna target a really high reach EPC goal, my RPM and EPC, general EPC will increase, but I'm risking my CPC to increase as well because I'm limited the traffic to a very expensive audience in terms of Facebook. But somewhere here in the middle, I will find a sweet spot where my CPC stay pretty much the same and my EPC is increasing in a higher percentage. Now, again, any of those combination can make it happen, but I don't know in advance and I cannot tell you exactly which one will work with your creative. But that's the idea. So the first step, I want to find, again, a very, very high CTR, low CPC creative. I'm killing it super fast if I'm not in the benchmark. Also in this phase, I don't need to spend too much on each creative. If it doesn't fit my target CPCs, I'm buying in $30 CPM or $25 CPC, cent CPC, I'm not gonna waste my time. Think that we monetize every user. You cannot really lose a lot by targeting it. If I'm gonna spend $20, I probably, in the worst case, I'm gonna make $10 out of it. So I'm not gonna spend all the budget without getting a conversion. I probably will do some revenue out of it. And when something is working, you will be able to get this investment back pretty fast. From here, what I'm looking for is basically a campaign that generates an ROI of 140% and more. When I have this 140%, something around there, I will be able to scale the budget, increase it pretty fast, and still have room for margin. Obviously, when you scale the budget, the CPC will increase a bit, but eventually you will have left with some margin. Now that's the minimum that we can offer. I'm going to show you now an example of people that do 200% and more in the same method. So once again, there are 3 steps. I guess this one is the most, taking the most time, but once you have it, and again, we cannot really help we generate creative for you, because obviously if you find a winner creative, I'm not going to share it with anyone else, and vice versa. So targeting very wide, dynamic ads, proper budget, try to find this winner creative. Once I have this winner creative, test it with different audiences, but the audiences are still very wide. Can change Android, age, different domain, different EPC, and see what's going on with that. And then when I find something that generates 140% ROI and more, I will be able to scale. I'm gonna share this with you if I didn't mention it before. Let's jump for some case study. And let me check the chat, for example, and the Q&A. Can you pass the individual ads stats to Looker on dynamic ad set? No, we can only read stats via a UTM campaign, so per article. I don't understand different domains. So in general, we have around 30 domains. Each one of you in the first like time running Shines, you will get one, but super fast, we're gonna open you with 2, 3, 4, 5 for split test. Why different domains? Because different domains act differently with different articles, with different audiences, etc., etc. So it's something that you're gonna want to test. How do you know, Peter? What's up, mate? What's a good CTR to aim for? I will say a general number of 15%, sorry. But again, I'm seeing also lower CTRs like 8 or 10, or have much higher like 25 or 30 that generate the same CPC. But how can I use the vertical from TTB on HPT? So you just gave two of our domain. We have TTB and HPT. Basically, each article have different version to each domain, and very easy with the URL creator. You will be able to build the same. And also, I'm going to share different pixel for those. How do you know which specific ad in the dynamic ad set is producing the highest EPC? I don't know which ad in the dynamic ad set is generating the highest EPC, but I can look in Facebook which one is generating the higher CTR over there and the lowest CPC. And then also in dynamic ads, Facebook will give traffic mostly to the best ads. So you don't really care in terms of which one, because eventually only one or two ads will get all the traffic, and then I can duplicate it and use it. Oh, sorry. Chat. How much budget do you test with one of the winner creative? Same idea, around 50. It depends on how many in the dynamic ads, but in US, $15 to $20 is more than enough for the testing. For worldwide, even $10 is enough to get the clicks. Victor, the URL creator is super useful. Happy to hear, mate. How much budget? If you have feedbacks on anything that we do, keep them coming and we'll try to improve as well. Is there any revenue cap? Yes, there is a revenue cap. It's coming per domain. It's just for our control. In general, our caps are really high. And to start, each one of you is getting like 2K per domain. Again, it's just for our control. Daily, $2,000 revenue daily per domain. Just to give you an idea, people are doing 5 and 10 on daily basis. Cool. So hope that was clear, and let me jump to the few case study that from the few last days that I'm going to show you an example to what we talked about. So again, real numbers from the past few days. That's the end of August. That's a nice example of, a winner creative that buy in low CPC. We gave it a bit of time, 2 days for Facebook to optimize to the right custom conversion. Custom conversion that being used is higher than before. And after a few days, actually 2 days, suddenly we saw that the EPC is increasing. It's usually caused by the RPM increasing. So Facebook find the right audience and we started to push it. 200%. Obviously, when we increase the budget, it's going a bit down because my CPC is increasing, but in general, that looks good. Look at that example. That's pretty impressive one. So again, I would say that's pretty classic example to a winner creative. So it started at 11 cent CPC, and by giving it a bit of time, we saw that it's increasing, like is in a positive trend, and the CPC is increasing, so we didn't pause this creative. And then after 3 days, suddenly we saw it's in the benchmark. It's buying in really low CPC, and the EPC increased as well. So again, Facebook did the work here. He find the audience gave a very positive CTR, clicks on the ad, he find the pocket of the audience using the custom conversion that we do, and suddenly you can scale to the moon. So different, and we went over it, I think, in the last webinar, but different from other niches that I've experienced with. You can scale really fast. Again, we monetize every single click that comes to the site. You don't need to wait for conversion. You see it almost in real time. If you're profitable, you are able to increase your budget, and we don't have this 50%, 20%, 30% load doesn't apply with us. Other methods, yes, but basically, if you're profitable, you can scale to the moon. The last case study that I wanted to show you is, because we focus in a lot on US, it's to show you an example for worldwide campaigns. So this ad from the beginning of the month is targeting worldwide traffic. buying in half a cent CPC in Facebook, so it's definitely possible to do it, and generating almost 2 cents. So freaking more than 200, 300% in ROI, and also pretty high scale. Also for worldwide is a bit tricky because it depends which country is taking the traffic. But in case you are in a good wave, again, you can scale pretty fast. I'm pretty sure this one is targeting worldwide and English speaking. So yeah, that's really impressive, right? Cool, guys. So I'm gonna download that and gonna share it with you. Let's see how we do it. Export to cool. Also, you asked me about recording, so I opened this YouTube channel. If you want, you can subscribe to it, and then every time I'm gonna upload a new instructor or a new webinar, recording webinar to it, you will be able to see it. Sharing this as well. Let's see. Yeah. No. What do you say? Can you share it? No. I'm gonna send it to you, or by email. I'm just gonna put it on the YouTube video over here. Did I miss any question? Revenue cap, we talked. Which creating the campaigns, Facebook showed that there would be around 15-20% for $20, very low. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Bulan, but we'll be happy to answer you in private. Hey, Peter, you have a scaling technique in the future webinar, like how to increase the budget without breaking the pixel? Yeah, definitely. We're gonna, each webinar, I'm gonna go a bit further and follow with you. So that's the idea. So that's the, still we are in the basic phase, but definitely I will build the webinar to make it more and more advanced step by step. $1,000 to start with in general to testing, yeah, that's pretty solid. Like if you're gonna play it smart, you should be profitable. But again, talk with me or Leon, whoever you work with. Hugo, happy to hear it. Happy you attend there. You understand something that you didn't. David, let me check your Q&A, and it's gonna be the pretty last one. When referring to winner creative, do you mean the winner variation of dynamic ad, or the dynamic ad itself, including all variation? The dynamic ad itself. So the general CTR and the CPC should be what I aim for. I can pull out from the dynamic creative, the best one and put it in another testing. So from the dynamic creative, if I test 5 images and 3 headlines, I'm gonna take the best 2 ones of each. I'm gonna add few more and see if it's helping me reducing my CPC. Cool. So I think that we are good. We went over the SHINEZ report, a bit about the ad overview and all the metrics. You have it here, you have it in the blog. You have the overview on the dashboard if you click here. On the partner portal, super easy. It's pretty much whatever I explain. All the metrics, if you still don't remember exactly what is what, PPS, IPP, RPM, you can go over here. I made this one, I'm gonna share with you. So how exactly to calculate the EPC, or how way to test and scale, and some case studies. And don't forget to subscribe here. I'm gonna share more and more things that will help you success, hopefully. Hugo, last question. Your creator is in the partner portal. 1 second. You see here the URL creator. You can, from the portal itself, you can click on it and it's open to you. Oi, Woody, I'm gonna share it, man. Don't put me on pressure. Then taking the best photo and text, etc., etc. Cool, guys. Happy we talked. Happy to speak with. If you have any question, to speak with you, and I'm gonna share the recording in the newsletter, and then also I'm gonna upload to the YouTube one. And yeah, thank you so much. We'll be in touch.